Welcome back, everybody. You got Specs here, and today we're gonna be going over the Week 5 replays for UPDL Season. I forgot the season for a hot second. Season 9. Yeah. I'm recording this after my my little vacation that I had. It was fun. You know, I went out of the country. It was pretty nice. But anyways, yeah, as a result of that, I'm a little behind. I mean, I've been behind all season, if you couldn't tell. I have no idea when this is going to come out, speaking of which. But yeah, you know, I gotta keep up with the season coverage. You know, that's my bad. But yeah, we're doing it now. So, you know, all is forgiven because of that. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about all the replay stuff being late. But anyways, we're here now. We're here to review. And so without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and get started. So yeah. Okay, anyways, first up, we got the Boston Brelooms versus the Verbank. Wait, nope, that's not their name anymore. What the fuck am I saying? Sorry, Boston Brelooms versus the Renegade Roserades. There we go. Yeah, Barry versus Wiggly. Let's go ahead and get started because, yeah, I don't know, man. I need to get this done. Anyways, we got Groudon leading off against Quagsire here. Interesting choice in lead for Groudon. I guess that kind of... actually, it kind of makes sense here. Not too bad against most of these things here. Okay, so we got Groudon against Quagsire, leading off. You see the hard swap to Chansey, fair enough. And we're going to see the Quagsire go for Spikes, which is pretty nice. Toxic on the Quagsire is also pretty good for Bari, though. So I just realized we got double Chansey. Kind of crazy. Anyways, looks like Quag just decided to get all the hazards up, which, you know, fair enough. Metagross is going to come in here. This is Mega Metagross, so... Actually, I don't really know why it's here. Yeah, I mean, it does a decent chunk, but now you get chunked by Earthquake. With the spikes up, you're not going to really be able to switch in much for much longer. Oh, and Quagsire is going to tank the follow-up Meteor Mash here, but Toxic damage is going to keep it pretty low. Yeah, we are going to see a switch into Arceus ground here. Unfortunate miss there for Bari on the Meteor Mash. Would have done decent chunk, but it looks like Arceus ground is faster, so Metagross is going to go down here. Okay, Groudon's going to be the swap in, which... Yeah, I guess setting up for Walking Wake later. We see Precipice Blade come out on the Calm Mind, and the Arceus ground going to go for Ice Beam, and it is actually going to one-shot Groudon. So yeah, it's not a bulky Groudon from the looks of it. +1 Ice Beam to kill. Probably Walking Wake's going to come in, and we're probably going to see a hard swap into something like... I don't really know. If this is Water Absorb, it is Water Absorb. Okay, so that's a pretty good swap in there. Does block the Draco Meteor and whatnot, but to be fair, I don't even know if this Quagsire needed to be Water Absorb this week. You do have a whole Chansey to deal with Walking Wake in general, so don't really see the need for Quagsire to be Water Absorb, but you know what? It works. Oh, I mean, it's actually not bad against a Alolan for screwing it over too. Okay, whatever. Yeah, so it can't flip turn for free. That actually is a pretty good reason to run Water Absorb. Anyways, Quagsire just gonna go for Earthquake there. Walking Wake did swap out. Does kind of indicate it might be... It's probably choice of some kind, right? Because, you know, I mean, yeah, maybe Bari... I mean, there is a chance Bari tried to predict, like, a Chansey swap, but why don't you go and do your own Chansey if that's the case? So, yeah, it's probably Specs Walking Wake. So, yeah, Draco Meteor would definitely do a lot to Quag. In fact... Well, yeah, I see why I didn't go for Draco, though, because there is a Diancie, so I don't want to... I just don't want to cut into that. Anyways, even with the Toxic, though, Quagsire looks like it's going to be working out pretty well here. Toxic, whoa, I just realized the set here. Chansey has Protect. Without Wish is kind of weird. You might as well run Wish if you're going to run Softball, if you're going to run Protect on Chansey, right? Because, like, you know, you're getting... Wish plus Protect is pretty similar to Softball. And then, well, I mean, it's not exactly the same, to be fair, so yeah, fair enough, I guess. But at the same time, I feel like Wish Protect is good, you know. Okay, here I forgot he has a Lone Ball. Yeah, you don't really need Wish. It just makes me question why Chansey's Protect then, right? I don't really know why it is Protect in this team. I don't know what you're trying to stall here. Like, if you were running like a T-Spikes team, you're like trying to poison everything and stall it out like that, like maybe in that case that makes sense for Chansey to be Protect. But yeah, more often than not, Protect's kind of a wasted slot on Chansey. You don't really want to, like, Chansey's already such a passive Pokemon. You don't really want to be spending time doing things like clicking Protect, like, and making it even more passive. Like, Protect also runs the risk of and I know this from personal experience. Protect also runs the risk of giving your opponents just free turns of setup, and against Chansey especially, that's something you don't want to happen. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't really know about Protect on the Chansey, basically. Anyways, we're gonna see them trade Toxics. Doesn't really matter because they're both natural cure. Oh, and Quickly's actually Heal Bell as well. So Quagsire is now cured of its poison. Speaking of poison, Arceus Poison is going to come in here. It being brought out against Chansey kind of indicates it might be a physical set. We're going to see the Taunt and Dragon Dance, so it is physical. Seismic Toss comes out, going to do a decent chunk. We are going to see the Quagsire swap in here. And so here's the scenario, right, where Unaware would have been better, because, you know, now you wouldn't be as scared. Like, look how much Poison Jab's doing. It's already doing, like, with Unaware, you would have been doing, it would have been taking, like, 20. Right? And it can't do anything more than that. Although Dragon Dance, Taunt, Recover, Poison Jab, certainly an interesting set. I guess Wiggly doesn't have any steel types or whatever, so yeah, look how much this is doing. I'm very surprised that Taunt, like this type of set is really weird, because if Wiggly was running Unaware Quag, like this set would be going nowhere at all. And it already is going nowhere, considering, you know, Quagsire is just like, Quagsire is already keeping this thing in check without Unaware. Like, imagine if Quagsire was Unaware. It would be even worse. Although, I guess, like, Poison Jab, Poison Jab getting the poison. Maybe he thought that, Barry thought that he would be able to get past the Quagsire eventually. But, like, it's not Toxic Poison. And Toxic Poison would be, that would make a little bit more sense if Poison Jab had that property. But obviously it doesn't. Thank God. Yeah. This music's really quiet. Sorry, okay, I'll just let it play out. Anyways, we are gonna see the. Sorry, I missed the last couple of turns. Yeah, Lomola comes in. None of his bonds are boots, by the way, which is pretty bad. Like he's just been really feeling those spikes for the entire game. Anyways, Calm Mind as the Icy Wing comes out, and then the Judgment kills the Lomola at +1. Chansey's gonna come in here, and Chansey's gonna come bang as a result. Okay, Toxic. Yeah, realistically, I don't really see a win path for Bari here. Actually, no. Yeah, just go back into your Arceus Poison. Like you should have. Okay, he teleports. He goes back into Arc Poison. DD, I guess. I don't. Yeah, it's just that. Yeah, Arceus Ground already beats this set pretty badly. Like if you're gonna run like an offensive Arceus Poison, I would have at least packed some sort of coverage for Arc Ground or something. You know. This set is never gonna get, like, I know Wiggly's team has a Ho-Oh too. Like this Arceus Poison is never gonna get past anything on this team. I'm a little bit I kind of question the effectiveness of this set in general. Yeah, I don't know. Personally, I would never have run a set like this, at least. But you know, to each their own. Maybe there's a reason I'm not considering. Anyways, this is lasting a lot longer than it should be. Wiggly already has the means to win this game with fucking anything, really. Like you can go go Diancie, spam Diamond Storm or something. Okay, well not on that turn. Oh, he's gonna Mega Evolve and just go for Diamond Storm. Okay. Yeah, it looks like Arceus Poison is intent on staying. What? First off, I'm surprised Trick Room did. I'm surprised Explosion did that much, all things considered. But music's really quiet. Okay. But anyways, we're gonna see Calyrex come. I think this game's over at this point. Yeah, this Glacial Lance. Oh, okay. So maybe Bari brought this to stop Trick Room, but like clearly not gonna work that well because gonna lose. Yeah, Walking Away not taking a +1 Glacial Lance for sure. It doesn't take a +0 Glacial Lance at that range. So yeah, gonna start with a nice 5-0 for Wiggly there. Yeah, Bari, I don't know. The sets I didn't find to be super effective. Pardon the pun. But yeah, I don't really know. This is like Bari was not able to make any sort of progress against this team. Like, this team just kind of like got completely walled. If this was Unaware Quagsire, holy shit, Bari would have absolutely had no way of getting through this team, except with Groudon. So I guess Groudon should have been kept. Yeah, if you use you could use Groudon to break through that defensive core that Wiggly had, and then from there try to get something like your Walking Wake to do a lot of damage, maybe something like that. I don't really know. We get rid of Quag. Yeah, even if you got rid of Quag though, like Arceus Poison doesn't even count as a good setup super because like Arc Ground beats it, Calyrex Ice beats it. shit, even Diancie probably beats it, depending on the ranges. So, like, I mean, it did literally just beat it, actually. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, we're just gonna move on to the next game. Don't want to dwell on it too much. And we have the Driftveil Delibirds here up against the Piplup Posse. Okay. Good friend of mine here, Driftveil Delibirds. You know, he and I go way back. He likes to harass me a lot, but it's fine. You know, I just take it. It's not an abusive relationship. Don't worry about it. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on here. We're gonna start off with Ogerpon being led up against Arceus-Water. Pretty good lead for Driftveil Delibirds, obviously. Depending on the set here, you can start getting up a Swords Dance early, maybe. Okay, we're gonna see Eternatus coming though. That's obviously great swap in there. Ogerpon's gonna go for the Leech Seed. Nice prediction from the Driftveil Delibirds. I'm assuming it's a prediction at least. And we're gonna see Arceus Poison come in. Eternatus gonna go for Dynamax Cannon. Gonna get a critical hit there, which is pretty bad, but Arceus Poison does tank it. See Arceus Water swapping on the Recover here. And we're going to see Thunder Wave miss, which is pretty unfortunate on the Arceus Poison going for Calm Mind. And then we're going to see Whirlpool. Okay, so this looks like Perish, Trap, Arceus Water, which is going to be pretty bad for Driftveil Delibirds. I don't think they have a way of getting out of this. Yeah, Fairysong does come out. Our Judgment is not going to quite two-shot here. And yeah, Arceus Water, going to go for the Recover. Calm Mind there on Driftveil Delibirds. I guess he's just trying to leave as much damage as physically possible here. The Recover. Earth Power. I guess he's trying to predict the swap there. Although, why would he swap on this turn? You're going to swap on the next turn, obviously. Yeah, but he's trying to predict. Yeah, no. Obviously, yeah. Moltres is going to come in on the switch in as the Judgment comes out. Okay, so Arcano is trying to predict the Driftveil Delibirds to go for the Earth Power again to snipe the Magearna, but Driftveil Delibirds does just decide to go for Judgment. As a result of that, Moltres is going to be almost dead. So, but I mean, Driftveil Delibirds does lose their setup sweeper in Arceus Poison. So yeah, pretty bad. Fluttermane going to come out here, go for Shadow Ball, kill the Moltres. Yeah, fair enough. Eternatus is going to come in here. Fluttermane's just going to stay and go for the Shadow Ball. Eternatus has to recover off the damage, but no dice. So yeah, Fluttermane is looking pretty good here. There's really not a lot of good switch-ins for Shadow Ball, I guess. This is like Spadef Pheasantipity, though. Yeah, that's going to be a pretty good switch-in. Driftveil is going to keep staying in and just keep going for Shadow Ball. I guess he predicted that Pheasantipity would probably go for U-turn or some sort of offensive option, maybe, and not go for Roost on this turn. So yeah, I guess Driftveil Delibirds is just forcing progress on his team by staying in here. And yeah, honestly, it is going to work out pretty well for him, but it kind of depends on some things. Okay, so Magearna is going to come in here. We're going to see Aegislash swap in as the Magearna goes for Thunder Wave. Okay, so but not the it's a pretty bad status for Aegislash. Anyways, we're going to see Arceus Water swap in here as the Aegislash goes for Arceus Water goes for switch in as Aegislash goes for Substitute. Whirlpool is going to miss there. I don't even know if it broke the sub, so it doesn't, I don't know. And the Arceus is going to get Toxic by Aegislash. Okay. We're going to see a hard Fluttermane here on Arceus Water. I think Driftveil Delibirds may have been trying to predict a different swap-in, but no dice there. Fluttermane going to hard swap back into Aegislash as another Thunder Wave comes out. Yeah, it doesn't want to get paralyzed on the Flutter, fair enough. Decruz with Donwing's going to swap in here as Ogerpon's going to swap. Okay, and we do see Knockoff on the Ogerpon, so pretty interesting set here. Leech Seed Knockoff doesn't really leave a lot of options for any other option. You see Knockoff, maybe it's just stabs afterwards, so like Cudgel plus some sort of Grass Stab. But we're gonna see Rocks get set up there. But Necrozma is pretty much dead at this point, so Ogerpon is gonna go for U-turn just to get the momentum there. So yeah, okay, so it's U-turn. I don't even know what the last move is. Probably Cudgel. Yeah, it's probably Cudgel. Although if you're Cudgel in this team, that means you actually can't even beat Arceus Water, which is pretty interesting. And Kyurem White is gonna come in here. Get that Turbo Blaze going. We're going to see Magearna swap in, and we are going to see okay, Kyurem just going to go for Earth Power right away. Flare Cannon is going to knock it out. I guess Driftveil Delibirds just wants to get the damage off of Magearna, which I guess would be valuable for things like a Fluttermane. But I don't even think Fluttermane even dies. Oh. Yeah, Fluttermane coming in here doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah, Mystical Fire's not going to kill. Yeah, probably not. Yeah, it doesn't kill. Which means Fluttermane does get paralyzed, which is pretty bad here. I think that was a misplay. Like, you could have definitely gone... Actually, yeah, why didn't you just go Landorus? Yeah, Landorus made a lot more sense. I mean, okay, yeah, you just click Earth Power. Like, Earth Power probably kills something. Actually, almost definitely does. Like, Arceus Water can't even do much to you besides Whirlpool of all things. So, yeah, I think Earth Power was definitely the play here. That definitely would have killed Magearna too. So yeah, you just got your Fluttermane paralyzed for no reason. So that was a little bit suspect there. And Arceus Water gonna come in here. Gonna go for another Mystical Fire. It's very clearly Specs Flutter at this point. Okay, Aegislash gonna swap in here as Arceus Water probably gonna go for Recover. And yeah. Magearna comes back in. Aegislash going to Shadow Ball, take out the Magearna. Fair enough. Arceus Water coming back in here. We're going to see the King Shield, so Aegislash can get, I guess, more leftovers. Although, you know, that was a little bit risky, all things considered, just considering Aegislash could have gotten paralyzed there. Probably a hard swap would have made more sense into Ogerpon. But maybe Driftveil was a little bit worried about Toxic. Or not Toxic, Thunder Wave from the Arceus Water. I don't know. Anyways, we are going to see Ogerpon come in on this turn. As Arceus Water does go for Thunder Wave. That's a very good play there, predicting that the Aegislash doesn't want to stay in on the Whirlpool, I suppose. Although all things considered, it's not that bad of it. It's not that big of a deal for Aegislash if it gets Whirlpooled, considering Ghost types can switch out from trap moves, so it doesn't really matter that much. I don't know if Driftveil Delibirds really knew that though, but you know. Anyways, Ogerpon is paralyzed, which is pretty bad here. Eternatus is gonna come in here. We are going to see the Leech Seed, but unfortunately it does miss, which is a pretty big deal if this is a Meteor Beam Eternatus. And it is Meteor Beam. Going to give a +1 special attack boost. Ogerpon does live though, so the Follow-Up Leech Seed does get put into effect, so that's going to still be pretty good for the Driftveil Delibirds. But yeah, looking at the set though, Dynamax Cannon, Meteor Beam, Sludge Wave, Recover. Aegislash does kind of wall this set. And we do see it's sub protect Aegislash if anything can happen. With the Leech Seed recovery, this could be pretty bad for Arcana. We're gonna see a Recover as Aegislash goes for Substitute. Yeah, so looks like Driftveil Delibirds is intent on stalling out the Eternatus. We are gonna see the King Shield. Yeah, that was a little bit too preemptive. I probably would have Shadow Balled there myself, just considering Eternatus is definitely gonna go for the Meteor Beam on that turn. And Meteor Beam does come out there. Aegislash does smartly go for Substitute to keep himself protected. Really nice. I would definitely go for Shadow Ball here. But we already see it paralyzed there, so based on the fact that the Aegislash didn't go first, it definitely didn't go for King Shield, so yeah, probably was a Shadow Ball coming out there, which is very unfortunate for Driftveil Delibirds. Meteor Beam comes out. Yeah, not gonna do too much. I mean, obviously, yeah, because the sub comes out, yep. Recover comes out, yeah. Aegislash gets paralyzed again, pretty unfortunate. Another Meteor Beam. Another paralysis, which is, you know, so Aegislash is really not going to be able to get a lot of stuff going here. But yeah, Driftveil Delibirds is being pretty smart about this, always making sure to keep a substitute up here, which means that Eternatus really needs to do multiple hits to take it out. Although honestly, I'm a little surprised Arcana is trying this now of all things, right? Because I guess maybe he thinks he can't get an opportunity to set up later. But like with the Leech Seed and Aegislash being very annoying as is, like it kind of makes sense for him to like not be doing this right now. But at the same time, he doesn't really have a good play against Aegislash in general, right? Fez can't do anything to it, probably. And Arceus Water also can't base if the Aegislash has a substitute up, Arceus Water can't do anything either. So actually, like, yeah, Arcana, this is kind of his only play at this point. Is just try to break through the Aegislash, and if he can do that, he does win the game. But assuming this isn't like Scarflanders or something, but yeah, I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna see Leech Seed, Recover again. But yeah, it looks honestly, all things considering Eternatus is the one that has pressure and is usually really good at PP stalling other Pokemon, it looks like Driftveil Delibirds is trying to turn that around here using an Aegislash to stall out the pressure mon. Shadow Ball finally does come out there. It does a decent chunk. A third of the health of Eternatus is actually not that bad. It does force more recovers there. Ooh, a paralysis on that turn is pretty bad there. Yeah, because now Driftveil Delibirds is really forced to click King Shield on the next turn. So Arcana is like, it could go just for a Meteor Beam on this turn. Another paralysis is really bad. Oh no, dude! If Arcana actually went for Dynamax Cannon on that turn, that was over. But like, obviously, Dynamax Cannon on that turn is kind of insane. Just because like, you're not supposed to predict the paralysis, right? But yeah, Driftveil Delibirds definitely gonna yeah, for sure. Eternatus gonna go for Dynamax Cannon, doesn't get it there. I don't know how much it does at this point. Meteor Beam on this, I kind of disagree with that one. I would just go for the damage, as the Aegislash is forced to go for Substitute this turn, right? But like, you can at least get more chip on the Aegislash. But yeah, But you did get a parallel there. You did get a para there, so that's pretty good for him. Here's me reading a gun. I'm surprised. How much does Dynamax Cannon do? Surely it does like at least 60, 70. I don't know. Maybe enough to keep Aegislash out of substitute range. King Shield again. Probably another recover. No recover. Okay, Dynamax Cannon again. We're gonna see another recover as Aegislash keeps getting paralyzed. A lot of paralysis there. It's almost. I think it's almost close to half actually. Half the turns. But anyways, Meteor Beam on the substitute. Okay, well now we're kind of stuck in the same boat. He only has one recover left too, which is gonna be pretty bad for him. Another substitute from Driftveil Delibirds, very smart. So at this point, like, yeah, I don't know. Another paralysis, Dynamax Cannon. It's pretty bad for Driftveil Delibirds. Dynamax Cannon again. See, it does do so much damage, right? But not enough to keep Aegislash from clicking sub, which is pretty bad. Another recover. That's the last one Eternatus has, and a Shadow Ball comes out here. It does kill. Shadow Ball plus Leech Seed will kill the Eternatus on the next turn. So yeah, I think Driftveil Delibirds successfully stalled out the Eternatus here. Arceus Water is gonna come in though, but at this point, like, there's no way the Eternatus is really gonna get anywhere. It's at 30%, has no recovery, and like, yeah, two Dynamax Cannons left, which is not much. Anyways, King Shield, yeah, Aegislash trying to keep itself get some health back, I suppose. Which, you know, fair enough. We're gonna see the Fairysong here, but Arceus, you know, Aegislash doesn't really care all too much. He can't again. Aegislash can't get trapped. Ooh, this Beth Trap is pretty good. Yeah, Aegislash. We are gonna see a hard swap here, even with the substitute up. He's gonna go into Landorus. But yeah, Whirlpool is not gonna do much to Landorus, which kind of makes sense. Speaking of which, it does come out this turn. Does do a decent chunk. But Landorus is gonna go for the Rock Polish, and I think that is game at this point. With this, I mean, the spit out doesn't even matter. It probably definitely kills at this point. 23 for sure it does. So yeah, I think gonna die, and at that point, Eternatus, there's no way Eternatus, there's no way Peasant, none of them are gonna live this Earth Power, and so Driftveil Delibirds is gonna take it. Pretty interesting sequence there with the Aegislash versus the Eternatus. I think if Arcana maybe swapped out just once and then went back into Eternatus and tried to do all the setup, I think he would have had a lot better of a shot to get past the Aegislash there, just because the Leech Seed recovery was actually super helpful for Aegislash. Like, every turn, like, even after clicking substitute, Aegislash basically got his health back every turn, right? So like, if he didn't have that Leech Seed there, I think Arcana definitely could have won that game. But at the same time, it's a little bit, yeah, I don't know. It's really interesting. I think that was the case though, you know. Yeah, but anyways, pretty close game there, honestly. I think even with the Leech Seed, that Eternatus, if it got a couple turns right, it would have been able to win that game, even with the Leech Seed. But yeah, anyways, Driftveil Delibirds gonna be able to win that game. We're gonna move on to the next one. Okay, so next up we have the oh fuck. Sorry, it's been a while. I don't remember these names. The Las Vegas Golden Ho-Ohs versus the Mooney 5 Lunalas. There we go. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get started here. Arceus fighting in the lead off against Ribombee. Pretty bad lead for Gecko, all things considered. So this is going to swap in as the webs go up. This is regular Scissor, by the way. So yeah, Bullet Punch is going to come out. Looks like it's banded based on the damage there. We're going to see a swap into Zekrom as the Zero Aura goes for what? I would go for Volt Switch if I were you. Yeah, Volt Switch, keep up momentum. And Ribombee is going to come back in here. Probably just going to go for some Moonblast because it still has a Sash intact. And ooh, Gecko goes for a bad substitute there. Definitely would have. First off, staying in was a bad idea. You have a whole Skeleturge. But second off, yeah, if you were gonna stay in, you definitely just click Volt Strike because Ribombee definitely has a Sash. So yeah, pretty interesting play there. Skeleturge is gonna come in finally. The right choice. I'm probably gonna see him U-turn here. Surprisingly, Ribombee was able to keep its Sash throughout the first couple turns here, so it's gonna be pretty interesting for Pops to keep that throughout the rest of the game. Anyways, Arceus-Dark is going to come in on Xiao's switch in on Skeleturge. We're going to see a Lunalas there. Hopefully the Arceus-Dark isn't a physical attacker, I suppose. Arceus Fighting is going to come in as the response. Arcdark goes for Calm Mind there. Probably doesn't want to stay in against Arc Fighting, though. We are going to see it stay in, though. He's going to go for Dazzling Gleam. Doesn't do quite half, though. South Rock's going to get set up. Scissor's going to swap in here as what? Another Calm Mind comes in. Plus 2 Judgment might just kill Scizor, especially since it's an offensive Scizor. Yeah, it does. So yeah, Gecko, I think fumbled the Arceus Fighting a little bit there. He's gonna come back in here. But yeah, after the second Calm Mind, D Gleam is gonna kill. So ooh, this is a pretty Pretty scary sequence for Gecko here. Mega Bomb Snow is going to come out, go for the Ice Shard. You definitely lived that +2 Judgment. Did you? Am I tripping? Oh, no, you were right. Technically, I mean, you weren't really right because, you know, he went for a cover on that turn, but, you know, I didn't realize. Wow, I mean, yeah, he just kind of fumbled his only check to Arceus-Dark immediately, and at this point, I think the game's over already. with the webs up, like, yeah, the dirt at least gets 2 shot, if not 1 shot. Yeah, you know, he's dead. Zekrom comes in, definitely dead, and it's not faster. You know that already because it got out to Piplup or Bombi. Unless it was in that weird Scarf speed. No, even with webs up Scarf, it's impossible for it to outspeed it. Anyways, Z-Speed's gonna come out, not gonna do anything. Yeah. Okay, Arceus-Dark just got all 6 kills. Sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't really got anything to say there. That's just a very clean 6-0. As I said already, Gecko kind of fumbled the Arceus-Dark matchup by just kind of sacrificing his Arceus fighting a little bit. Like, he went for the greedy rocks. That's what happened. He went for the greedy rocks, and that cost you. That cost you in this game. Like, just this turn here. Like, why would you go for rocks when you know this is your only dark resist, right? Yeah. And, like, maybe Gecko was thinking, like, okay, I have Arceus fighting against Arceus-Dark. There's no way Pop stays in on this turn. But, like, in Pop's mind, gets rid of this Arceus fighting, he wins the entire game, right? So it technically could be worth the risk. Especially since if this Arceus fighting is a special one, Arceus-Dark definitely takes the judgment. So if Dazzling Gleam potentially 2 shots is Arceus fighting, which it didn't, but after some misplays, it did get past it. But like, if Arceus fighting did get past, if he was able to get past Arceus fighting, Pops would have been able to win the game, and he did. So yeah, I don't know. Gecko kind of just fumbled the Arceus fighting, and at that point, there's really not much he could do afterwards. So that's basically it. Maybe on a different turn, try to go for def. Yeah, I mean, I doubt he has defog on a Bandit Scissor though, all things considered. So yeah, he's pretty much done. So yeah, no hazard removal also kind of gets him as well. Anyways, we're gonna move on to the next game there. That was a pretty short one, unfortunately. We got the Dayton Dewgongs up against the Slovakian Slowbros. We're going to try it against the Ghetto Flash. Gonna get started here. Arceus-Dark gonna lead off against Greninja. Greninja gonna go straight for the pump. It is Protean. Oh, by the way, okay. Can we stop this? Can we stop with this? You gotta set your Greninja to female. Like, Ghetto Flash, please. If you are listening, please set your Greninja needs to be male. Needs to be male and needs to be not shiny. Okay, let's just get something clear. Okay, unless you want to stunt. If you want to stunt, go ahead and set your Greninja to shiny female or whatever, right? But like, Battleborn Greninja can only be male, can only be non-shiny. So please just set it to male and not shiny, so that you can at least have that little bit of guessing game. All right. Also, why are you using pump on a Protean Greninja, anyways? But anyways, whatever. Tomato. Anyways, as you can see, it does. I mean, it does a decent amount, but like, it's not enough. Clearly, yeah, it's something Arceus card can recover off of. It looks like it's Specs Greninja. Why is it Specs Greninja and you're not Battlebond though? Like, what? Like, okay, you have to understand the difference between Protean Greninja and Battlebond Greninja, right? Like, these two Pokemon function very differently. Like Protean, you're there to use its Greninja's pretty vast coverage in order to like check a bunch of threats and like get some surprise kills, and also set up spikes maybe. Well, I mean, they both set up spikes, but yeah. And then with Battlebond Greninja, you're just trying to sweep, right? So you're finding an opportunity to get in, get a kill, and then just like win from there. So yeah, usually they run Life Orb these days because, you know, Battlebond did get. It's technically both a buff and a nerf. It's mostly a nerf. You don't get the Battlebond Greninja. Ash Greninja was. I'm kind of sad that they removed that mechanic, honestly. I know it was like pretty broken, but at the same time, I mean, Ash Greninja was so cool. It's a little weird. Okay, if you watch the anime, it might not be as. I don't know. I kind of liked it, but it is a little weird. It is a little weird. I'm not gonna deny it. It was. Sorry, I'm getting wildly off topic, but let me know in the comments below if you think Ash Greninja is cool or not. But yeah. Anyways, you're playing this like an Ash Greninja when it shouldn't be an Ash Greninja. Anyways, I'm gonna keep going. Judgment does a lot. Yeah. Unfortunate miss there, but yeah, okay, Greninja is gonna just take the trade there, take out the Greninja. Okay. Vermos is gonna come in here to revenge kill. We are gonna see the swap though. Gouching Fire is gonna come in here on what U-turn fighting move, triple axle. That is certainly option 3. Okay, it did do a decent chunk to gouge though, but it is a speed booster, so it's like obviously it doesn't have a lot of investment, defensive investment. Anyways, Landorus is going to come in here. Heat Crash, not going to do much after Intimidate, and it is Rocky Helmet Landorus as well. Giratina Origin is going to swap in here as Landorus goes for the Taunt to try to stop Dragon Dance from coming out, but no. Anyways, Landorus is going to go for Stealth Rock there, as Giratina going to go for Hex, not going to quite kill there. Landorus goes for U-turn, and we're going to see what? Darkrai? Darkrai comes in. You might get nuked by Draco. Nope, Hex comes out again. Alright, Darkrai. I see a Dark Pulse here. It's not going to quite kill because Giratina is just super bulky. Draco is going to actually take out Darkrai. So, yeah. At this point, Ghetto Flash. Okay, you're going to go to the Axis attack. Tinglu is the obvious swatch. Is the switch in. And goes for the Shadow Ball. Yeah, obviously it's not going to do much to Tinglu. And it's red card. So, Landorus comes in. Pretty bad. I just probably go for a Sacrificial Taunt here. Oh, not a Sacrificial Taunt. I just go for EQ, though. Some damage. Yep. Okay. Greninja is going to come in with the Zamazenta is going to kill with Stone Edge. We don't see leftovers. We don't see anything here, so I don't know what it's going to do. We'll find out. So it's still going to do nothing. I don't know. You have a whole Tinglu, like yeah, like especially at that health, like Tinglu is going to tank Superpower just fine. It's not Life Orb, it's Deoxys attack, so like, you know, I don't know personally. Like this is like always a swap in until there's a reason for that not to be. I don't really like red. I don't really like red card Tinglu. I'm gonna be honest. Like this is a Pokemon that needs its healing. So yeah, unless, well, I guess he does have Mola on the team, so he can be pass switches to it. Yeah, fair enough. All right. Anyways, Tinglu's coming in now. Speaking of which, Focus Blast. Yes, look how little that does. Oh wait, though that was after the -2. But even without the -2 boost, that would only done 44, right? Like that's not even a 2-shot on Tinglu, which is crazy. And you have to land and he has to land 2 Focus Blasts, which is already a coin flip. So yeah. Anyways, Earthquake takes out DOA. Yeah, DOA. Everyone else is gonna come in here again. We're gonna see a Lomomola swap in this time. What? Going for triple axle again. I guess he really just doesn't want to click close combat into the Giratina Origin, but like honestly, well, Giratina might have Sneak based on this build, but like Sneak doesn't kill Pheromosa, so like yeah, I would have probably just gone for CC. There's not really much reason not to click CC against this team besides Giratina, and like you'll be faster than it. Well, I guess if you miss triple axle, that sucks. So why's he going for triple? Oh, so it's banded. It's banded Pheromosa. Okay, that's more of a reason why to click. That's more of a reason to click triple axle then if you're banded. Makes sense. I guess that explains why I did 50 to the gouge. Yeah, Mence is gonna come in here. This is probably the turn it goes flip. Liquidation is crazy. Okay. There's a chance here now. It depends on what the Lomola has, but like Salamence could start set up on sweeping. Okay, we're gonna see Dragon Dance. If it has Ice Beam though, it's over. Oh. Bruce. Okay. This could be a big turnaround here. Maybe. Oh. Maybe shoulda. Well, no, it's flip turn. You can't. That was a not kill. Ooh, probably put himself in range of judgment with that. Oh, not quite. Or quick kills. Okay. There's a chance here. Well, why am Mola coming back in? Hold on. There's actually a chance. Oh, there's so a chance. Why is this liquidation and not fucking why is it not Skull? Dude, if you had Skull, he might have been able to win this game. Like, okay, like I meant to just dances to victory. Like, dude, there's no way Greninja threw this game this hard. What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh my god. This is crazy. Yeah, go to Tinglu after it's already at +3. Yeah. Okay, buddy. Yeah, die. Alright, Giratina comes in. Unless he gets the godliest of crit sneaks. Like, yeah, this game is over. Gouge comes in, just EQ that. And then you just spend your nice time having fun with Lomomola because he didn't bring Toxic or Ice Beam or Scald. How do you not bring Scald or Toxic Or even Ice... I don't know if Mola gets Ice Beam. Or like Icy Wind or something. Like, how do you not bring any of the 3 on your Mola? Like, how to make your Mola the most passive thing ever? Don't give it any of those moves. It is always the thing. Like, wall Pokemon always want to be more passive. Offensive Pokemon want to have more bulk so that it can set up easier. Like, and then, so like that's kind of always the push and pull you're trying to do with your team. Like, and then Greninja comes out with the, hey, yeah, let me just put Liquidation for no reason. I'm sorry, that was like you would have won that game if you had Ice Beam or Toxic. Toxic for sure. Like why, especially why not Toxic of all things, right? Like that. That's like especially this is Nat Dex, right? You get to use Toxic however much you want. Crazy. Like Mentsu would have definitely lost if it had Toxic. If the Mola had Toxic. Even Scald. Scald is. Even if he does get the burn, honestly, Mentsu might be able to pull through. But like, even we saw that the Arceus-Dark almost took out the Salamence. So like, with a burn, you probably would have won that in direction. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Greninja just gave Ghetto Flash just way too many turns. I don't know. But yeah, anyways, gonna move to the next game there. LG versus Ozzy Wazzy, 2 pretty solid players in this game we call Pokemon. They're pretty solid. Sorry, I'm quoting Reverend now. Anyways, what's their actual? Skeb Glaceons versus the Jubilife Joltiks. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started here. We got King Gambit. Oof, it's Yveltal. All right. I kind of doubt this Yveltal has Heat Wave, so if I were LG, I'd just stay in turn 1. Oh, my bad. My bad. Okay, you're right. I was right. It didn't have Heat Wave. It had Focus Blast. That's actually crazy. Damn, Ozzy hates King Gambit. He hates King Gambit. Okay, so based off that, Yveltal is probably like, dude, and it killed through Chople, which is, I mean, it's still a fucking legendary special attack with Focus Blast. Like it's probably gonna get through Chople. You know. I actually remember when I was calcing like Focus Blast against my King Gambit, because I do have a King Gambit for my draft, right? When I was calcing things like Mewtwo Focus Blast still killed me, even with Chopo Berry and like even with some special defensive investment too. So like, yeah, makes sense. Anyways, King Gambit's dead now, which is pretty unfortunate for LG. Arceus-Dark is gonna be the swap in here. Yeah, at the same time, yeah. I understand why LG stayed in. I mean, even I was like, yeah, this probably doesn't have coverage for me. But yeah, if you were gonna be absolutely safe, yeah, Arceus-Dark was the swap in. But like at the same time, you risk giving Ozzy Wazzy momentum if it clicks U-turn or something like that. If it's more defensive. Yeah, Yveltal, basically TLDR, Yveltal's pretty good. Yeah, but I mean, it is really good. It can run a pretty wide range of sets. Wide range of sets. And yeah, I think it's pretty underexplored. Who has the other Yveltal? I don't even remember. Does no one else have the other Yveltal? No, surely someone does, right? Yeah, I don't remember. Anyways, let's just go ahead and keep going. Kind of before I get more distracted. Anyway, Solgaleo is gonna come out here. We're gonna see Calm Mind on the Arceus Fairy. Okay, we're gonna see a hard swap into Moltres. Fair enough. Thunder Wave comes up. But does it have Stone Edge? No. If it's T-Wave, it probably doesn't. You know, it's probably like Morning Sun, Sunsteel Strike, something. Right. Anyways, Nihilego is gonna come in here. Ooh, unfortunate para there for Moltres. And Power Gem is gonna take it out. Why did LG sack that? Yeah, LG sacking that quickly is a bit odd. And it's Speed Booster Nihilego, which means it's definitely Meteor Beam. Yeah, Mewtwo's coming in. Yeah, definitely. I think, yeah, Ozzy. What? Why would you not Meteor Beam on this turn? What? Oh, wow. What Calm Mind on this turn? What? What? I'm confused. All right. Anyway, Side Strike comes out. I'm a little. Yeah, I don't really know what happened there. Oh, Calm Mind Reflect. That's actually pretty cool. I like that set. Calm Mind Side Strike Reflect. That means it's recovered last, right? No, it's Arceus. Oh, yeah, Ozzy Wazzy actually could have just hard swapped the Yveltal there probably. Sunsteel Strike, another Calm Mind. Yeah, Ozzy's just gonna kind of wait out the reflect turns. Well, it's not even waiting it out. He's just gonna kill the Mewtwo eventually. Although it is dealing a lot of damage here. Be Morning Sun. Yeah, waits out the last turn to reflect. Now he can kill him. Yeah, fair enough. keeps. Ooh, yeah. I mean, you lost all your Sunsteel strikes in that direction because of pressure, though. Yeah, pressure is oddly such a good move, especially in Ubers where there's a lot of like APP moves. It can really help sometimes, just like getting rid of those strong moves while you can. So yeah, Masquerade's gonna come in here. Zapdos gonna be a hard swap, knockoff. We're gonna see a static immediately. Ooh, yeah, LG's not getting lucky this week. Ooh, that is a very unfortunate paralysis there. Yeah, okay, Roost comes out on Arceus Fairy. I see Arceus Fairy go for Calm Mind here. As the Zapdos not only has static, it also has Thunder Wave. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's the fucking Moltres Wisp plus Flame Body shit all over again, man. Anyways, unfortunate para there. Cudgel is not doing much actually. Judgment is not gonna kill though, just because of the and it's Encore. Okay, so locked into that, which means Sokoleo can't even do shit there. I'm surprised he didn't go into the Hellego there. But yeah, teleport immediately into Champao. Ooh, at this point, yeah, something dying here. Ice Spinner kills. Okay, kills Meow. He's gonna go. You're gonna Eternatus, which that crit probably mattered too. What the fuck? Yeah, it's not even banded. That totally fucking mattered. Oh my god, Ozzy got so fucking lucky this game. And another para, dude. Oh my god. That. Yeah, I can see Ozzy in the chat be like, yeah, you got a little lucky, just a little, just a little bit. Yeah, that crit on a turn has definitely mattered for the record. But the Champa might have been sashed the way it's playing, so I can kind of see that. Yeah, I'm surprised LG didn't just go. Well, she didn't know if it was banded or not, so yeah. Yeah, I can see why she went to Eternatus first, maybe. Although, if that's the case, Eternatus would have died to ban. Since this was a crit, Champao was probably like banded. Champao would have already killed anyway. So you should have just gone Arceus Fairy on the off chance it wasn't. And then, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Actually, I don't know though, because like, and I think if Arceus Fairy came out first, he would have gone for Swords Dance and it was Sash most likely. I think it's definitely Sash. Yeah, would have gone for Swords Dance, then gone for 2 Ice Spinners and won the game anyways. Although we don't know the full set on the Arceus Fairy, might have been T-Wave, recover. You never know. Let's T-Wave recover. LG still had a chance here. Yeah. Well, no, the Arceus Fairy was paralyzed, right? Yeah, no, it didn't. Well, okay, yeah, you would have gone for T-Wave, get a full paralysis on the next turn, break his Sash of Judgment, and then maybe try to sweep with Eternatus late game, which honestly you probably could have done. You probably could have. Yeah, I mean Eternatus is pretty strong and is pretty bulky, so I could see that. But yeah, Ozzy getting away with Sash Champao a lot there. People need to bring more hazards. I said, well, I kind of get it though, because like honestly, at least with my team, even though I have like some great spikers, I just don't find a lot of time to click hazards. Like I always can, like with my Ferrothorn, I'm always like, Leeches is better. 90% of the time, Leeches is better. And with my Gliscor, usually Toxic's better. And so like, I don't know. It's a very hard metagame to set up hazards for some reason. It's just like it's just because everything is so powerful. Setting up hazards sometimes it just isn't worth the trouble. Like you'd rather get something more out of the turn, like a status condition or Leech Seed or just removing an item with knockoff. Like sometimes those are more important than getting up hazards, right? And so like Ozzy making a pretty good call here with himself, like with saying like, you know what, LG, like you know what, I don't think with my team, you know, I don't think people are gonna have a lot of time to set up hazards, so I can get away with running Sash on my Pokemon. And even then, I also have like some decent removal Pokemon with like Zapdos and Yveltal. Although greedy as fuck, by the way, that Yveltal and Zapdos don't have boots. I know LG doesn't really have a lot of good rockers, but like that's crazy. That is actually insane. But anyways, moving on with that game. I think without that, I think LG was still losing that game, even without the hacks. Honestly. Maybe LG could have gotten something out more with like Meowscarada. If Meowscarada was Scarf, yeah, if Meowscarada was Scarf, maybe she had more of a chance. And then after getting parried, it was all over. But yeah, Anyways, we're gonna move on to the next game. That's a pretty unfortunate game there, just because there's a lot of luck going on. I think Ozzy Wazzy still had that game in the bag, but like it was, you know, obviously you don't really want to see a lot of hacks in a game, unless you're the person who thinks they're losing, in which case, you know, you want to see that. But yeah. Anyways, we're gonna move on to the next game here. We got Terra versus Liz here. So the Texas Turtwigs versus the Solaceon Screamtails. Let's go ahead and get that started. We're going to see Ogerpon lead off against the Kyurem White here. We're going to see U-turn out into the Heatran. Heatran. Happy Prime Month, by the way. It's not the same thing. But anyways, this it is June 1st. Anyways, Earth Power comes out. You'll knock on the Heatran. U-turn comes out. Let's see Quack come in. Well, why did Quack come in? Yeah, what the fuck? Why is Quack start coming in? Brother. Okay, well, that was a crazy read. That was a crazy read right there. Going to Spectre out of the Focus Blast. It's kind of insane. All right, you're him. All right. Stout Ball. It's going to two-shot Lando. Psychic's not going to... Well, it's going to two-shot Spectre, but Spectre is faster. Takes that out. Get the Grimday. Or, sorry, Grimday. Anyways. Ogerpon is going to be Scarf there. He knocks out the Spectre. Okay, it's extra belt. What the fuck is your Spectre expert belt? This thing only clicks ghost moves. What do you mean Spectre belt? Fuck. Anyways, sorry, Driftveil Delibirds being weird in the chat. I don't know. I don't want to call it on it, but I don't want to. Here. Actually, no, I'm not gonna show it. But anyways, we're gonna see. Oh, okay, Defiant. We are gonna. Sorry, I'm spacing out. Anyways, Knockout comes out there, gets rid of the scissors. yo, chat. What are these items? Expert Bell on Spectre already. Again, crazy pull. Honestly, why aren't you Specs on this team? Like, fucking Specs would have just. And then Citrus Berry is pretty interesting. I can see it. Thundersteering is like a Pokemon where like getting a little boost of health sometimes is pretty good. So yeah, you know, fair enough. I can see that. Anyways, Arceus Steel gets Arceus Psychic. We're gonna see his Brox gets set up. Umbreon's gonna come in another Arceus Psychic. We're gonna see Combined. Maybe we can. Oh, Ice. Oh, I see Terra's going for the crazy hack. All right. Are we gonna see a freeze? Oh Jesus, probably does a lot. We're gonna see a freeze. Freeze. I want to see a freeze. I love seeing freezes. I think they're so funny, unless they're being done at me, in which case I hate seeing. I love seeing freezes. It makes me so happy. Hey, yo, we got a freeze. Let's go. I'm just kidding. I am kidding, by the way. I don't like seeing freezes. Actually, that could be pretty scary for Liz here. Terra goes poggers in the chat. That's crazy. I mean, we all. I mean, he was gunning for it. I mean, clearly he was. Lanner is not to play. Never 1,000 years. Never not to play, dude. You gotta go your RC Steel or something. Your RC Steel has no way of dealing with this. You don't even have T-Wave or anything. That's kind of crazy. Oh, we're coming. Oh no, chat. Umbreon, please wake up for a thaw. Oh please. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Well. That's crazy. Critical hit. Ice Beam doesn't kill. Okay. Shadow Ball, I'm not gonna do it. Yeah. Sorry. I need to hover over this set. And just. That is the worst set I've ever seen in my goddamn life. Holy shit. Oh my god. It's like we're playing Gen 1 And then you just throw the Gen 6 default. Oh my god. Yeah. This is nerfed amnesia, ice beam recover, and then defog for funsies. Nasty plot. What the fuck is nasty plot? Yo guys, I don't know what's going on anymore. First this set, then we see nasty plot Mewtwo. Okay, well damn, Mewtwo's dead. Might, unless he gets a crit, no way he's gonna kill this thing. Oh, it's not even Scarf. Yeah. I mean, I guess Mega Mewtwo X with like special moves isn't that crazy. It actually does have a pretty high special attack stat. But yeah, surprise. Oh, and a crit just to rub it in there. You know, rub the salt in. Anyways, I don't really know what the RC steal was, but clearly it wasn't anything. Wait, all you had was Ice Beam. Low-key, you might have been able to pressure stall that. Honestly, if you stayed in regular Mewtwo... Oh, I can actually pull... Oh, hold on. If you stayed in regular Mewtwo form, like, you would have been able to pressure stall it a little bit. But yeah. That's crazy. Mono Ice Beam to win with a free... Yeah. That... free sucks. That's hero. I think it's very unfun to deal with. Yeah. This is still worst sets I've ever seen that actually won the game. Oh my god. Okay, anyways. We're gonna move on to the next game. We got... Oh, hey, that's me. Alright, let me wait. So, yeah, hi. It's me, Specs. We're out here today. You know, we're... Alright, hold on. Let me just do a new intro. What's up, guys? You got Specs here, and today we're going to be commentating my Week 5 battle against Little Angry Joe here for the UPDL Season 9 Week 5 match. Yeah, it's going to be crazy here. We're going to go with... Okay. Anyways. Let's get this fucking over with. Anyways, I leave Lunala here because I didn't want to delete... I didn't want to deal with fucking Lee Blaziken, which I kind of saw coming. But yeah, I mean, realistically, Lunalas is fine leading against everything here. Against Mewtwo, I can just paralyze it. Against anything, I can just paralyze it, actually. And then just go for Roost and whatever. So yeah, I thought Lunalas was fine lead. Really good lead in this scenario. Oh, wait, actually, I know. Wait, I'm not Thunderwave this week. Yeah, I'm Substitute. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I was running some interesting sets today. Yeah, something purposely break my Shadow Shield. Because fuck me, I guess. Yeah, you guys from Knockoff. I just knock it out. Bro, I can't believe he actually went for SD in front of me. That's crazy. Like, if I went for a side shot on the turn, I would have killed it without having my Shadow Shield going, which is kind of still mad about that. Anyways, Irritator comes out here. I go for sub. I'm like, maybe this thing doesn't have a way to hit me, even though it came out against me. So like, no, it definitely does. Yeah, I just go Glasgow here. It's a physical attack at Giratina, and it's also a Giratina altered form, which means it has no real good offensive stats. So I was like, oh, shit. Sorry. But yeah. Again, go Glasgow here, just get up by Poison. I doubt he went... Yeah, if he went for Wisp on that turn, that would have been crazy. So yeah, that was a little bit risky on my end. As he goes to Kyogre here, I go for Toxic, because again, I already mentioned it earlier, like, fuck bro, Toxic's just so good. Anyways, Poison that thing. I have a Ferrothorn. Actually, fun fact, it is Utility Umbrella, so this Orange Pulse is actually doing jack shit to me. Yeah, I'm running some fun sets. Well, it's not really fun. I mean, it's practical, right? Like, it's not bad. Anyways, Focus Blood comes out. Turns out this Arceus is actually fucking special. It's like full offensive Arceus. It's not full offense. Actually, I think it's like max HP, max attack, if I remember correctly. But yeah, it's doing a lot of damage. I just sack my Lunala because like, I don't know what else am I gonna do. I go for Calm Mind on this turn on the off chance he tries to swap like an idiot. And yeah, I called it on that. So I do get some damage off of Giratina here. Unfortunately, I don't kill. I'm running Shadow Ball instead of Moongeist Beam just because of... Actually, I don't really know why I'm running Shadow Ball. I think I ran it because of pressure. And I didn't want to get pressure stalled, but like I don't even know by what. So actually, I don't know why I'm not Moongeist Beam on this turn. Yeah, and maybe Giratina plus Mewtwo. I was a little worried about it. So but probably should have ran that. As I go Ditto here, I'm just like, fuck it, I'll just go for some Poltergeist action. Take out the Giratina, which was apparently Chesto Berry. But yeah, Giratina, Kyogre comes in here. I always go Ferrothorn. There's no swapping. He goes for Rest here, interestingly enough. So Rest, Origin Pulse. And he goes hard into Arceus Steel here. Obviously I go for Leech Seed if I see something like that, right? Anyways, I go Gliscor. I know his Focus Blast. So I did just kind of wanted to sack it, and maybe he would have missed Focus Blast on that turn. But he does go for Recover. And with my Toxic Orb plus my Leech Seed here and plus Protect, I'm actually able to heal up pretty quickly. He's going for Defog here. I'm like, well, screw you. I'm gonna just get more hazards up. You're not getting away with that easily, motherfucker. Anyways, he goes Recover. I'm just gonna start going for Earthquake here just to keep him low. But yeah, with Leech Seed, I am actually able to probably 1v1 the Arceus, even though the Judgment was doing like 70% to me. So I was like, you know what, this works. So I'm just gonna go for Earthquake. Yeah, I'm stalling out all of his Earthquakes, all of his Recovers right now. So like, this is definitely working for me, right? So yeah, he goes for Judgment here. Unfortunately, gets a critical hit. Yeah, I would have lived that. And then I would have killed this thing with the Judgment. But honestly, I mean, I would have killed it with Earthquake. But honestly, this was a blessing in disguise because watch the Masterclass. That's gonna happen. Yeah, I have Substitute. I was like, maybe he goes for Recover on this turn. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go for Sub. He doesn't go for it on that turn, but I just look Leftovers plus Leech Seed. And with the Arceus having so much HP, I'm just like, well, shit, I might as well just keep spamming Substitute because all I'm losing only a little bit of health every turn. And if he does fuck up on one of these turns, I do get to keep my Sub and then continue on and sweep the game potentially. So yeah, I just go for Sub again. Yeah, not losing much HP. I'm like, well, so I'm gonna Sub again. Are you gonna really let yourself die to this Leech Seed? He doesn't. And after that, I'm like, well, it's go time. I go ahead and go for close combat, takes it out. So yeah, at this point, yeah, with the Sub up, it's pretty good for me here. He goes to Kyogre Primal, which is pretty not scary. Like it's unless it's Sleep Talk, right? It's not going to be able to do anything to me. So I just go for Sword Stance here. Player does kill at +3. He does have Sleep Talk, Origin Pulse. I just go for Sub again, right? On this turn because if he pulls Rest or if he pulls maybe he's Calm Mind last or something, right? I would be able to go ahead and keep my Sub up and then be able to kill it on the next turn, and this does happen. So I do get the Player Rough here, takes it out. At this point, unless he has double Scarf from Mewtwo and Darmanitan, my Zacian is going to win this game here. Mewtwo is definitely slower than me. I definitely EV'd it to make sure it's slower. And make sure my Zacian's faster. This is Darm here. Yeah, Darm doesn't really... It is Scarf, but as long as I land, which I went for close combat, so I definitely win. I do get the kill there, so my Zacian did a little bit of a Schmixo. it's not a 6-0 at all. It's a 4-0. Sorry, my bad. But yeah, Zacian did pretty well this game for me. Yeah, Zacian for kill leader. That's what I'm going for. But yeah, anyways, gonna move on to from that game. Well, anything else I want to talk about? Not really. Anyways, moving on. We got the Aegislash Agency versus the Fairysong Froslasses. So start this game now. We're gonna see Iron Bundle lead off against Ferrothorn. Gonna see a flip turn out into it's Life. Life Orb flip turn is kind of weird. Yeah, I normally wouldn't be doing that stuff like that. Like if you're gonna run Life Orb, I probably just run like full offensive Iron Bundle. Because like you don't want to be clicking flip turn and taking Life Orb recoil from that, Personally speaking, I wouldn't do that. But yeah, like, it would have been more sensitive respects, maybe, actually. I don't know. Anyways, Zygarde comes in. I don't really know why Zygarde came in against the Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn's, like, actually one of the few decent checks against it. Well, it depends on the set, right? If you're, like, full offensive Dragon and Zygarde, then Ferrothorn's pretty good against it. If it's Coil Zygarde, less so. Like, Coil plus Sub, less so. Good thing, but you do with Ferrothorn plus Dondozo, you do check all variants of Zygarde pretty much, so pretty good. Anyways, Leech Seed comes out on the Arceus Dragon. This thing definitely has a fire move. See a Zygarde come in as Crystal does scout for something at least with the Grimmsnarl. This will reflect here on the 1000. Oh, well, if he has Parting Shot, he's fine. Coco is gonna swap in here on the Spirit Break. Okay. Oh, his special attack? That's pretty good for him, and then he's probably gonna... Oh, no, Parting Shot. Oh, actually, so he probably could have set up with the Zygarde on the Grimmsnarl, actually. And his U-turn comes out, goes to Arc Dragon here on the Judgment, does a decent chunk. Dragon Dance comes out, and Calm Mind comes up. Okay. Dragon Claw not doing much with Reflect here, and Ice Beam is gonna not quite take out the Arceus Dragon. Yeah, actually, Ice Beam and Judgment are the same power here, so I guess Ice Beam makes more sense because you can get the 10% chance to freeze though, so it makes sense he click Ice Beam instead. And Judgment is gonna take out the Arceus Dragon here. Yeah, Bundle's gonna come in here. It is faster. It's definitely gonna one shot even through the Calm Mind boost. Ice Beam not gonna do much against Ferrothorn though. Yeah, another flip turn. I'm not a big fan of this. You're taking Barb Chip. You're taking Life Orb Chip. Like your bundle's at half health and it hasn't even done much damage, realistically speaking. Yeah, 1,000 waves. Okay, he's gonna trap Ferrothorn here, which is pretty scary for his Kristoff potentially. Again, if this is like Coil, this could that is pretty scary. And now we're in fodder form after the Leech Seed. Yeah, Coil plus Rest is going to eventually get through the Ferrothorn, but honestly, like, Stunner doesn't... I mean, you are going to lose Ferrothorn here, but at least you can deal with it with Dozo later, I guess, so it doesn't really matter all that much. Yeah, actually, Vicable, I guess he just really wants to get this trade. Alright. Personally, I would have probably rested earlier just in case he got a crit, but, you know, to each their own. Yeah, okay, we're gonna be here a while. Okay, no, not that long. Zygarde's gonna take it out. We're gonna see Dragon Ball come in, just a revenge killer with Shadow Ball. Oh, just kidding, it didn't kill. Probably should have went for Draco Meteor. Yeah, Zygarde's a pretty bulky Pokemon. Pretty unfortunate there. Judgment is gonna take it out though. So yeah, he lost Dragon Ball for basically no reason though. So I don't know. We'll see what happens now. Maybe Vicable gets a chance with that. Yeah, this bundle's just gonna kill itself. Like I don't even know what to say. Yeah, Ice Beam not gonna do shit. Oh, freeze is pretty bad though. Pump. It stays frozen. I guess like yeah, Vicable's just gonna take all the damage on this Iron Hands, I suppose. Falls out on the last turn. That's crazy. Xerkatry is gonna come in here. Or probably gonna see Tail Glow. No, it just goes for Raw Thunder. Jesus. Okay. White screen dies. Valiant might be able to pull something out here if it's physical though. Actually, no. If it's physical, it's gonna lose a Dozo. I don't know. Anyways, Energy Ball. Not gonna do much after the light screen. We're probably gonna see Judgment take it out. Yep. Goes Coco. Yeah. I mean, Valiant could win here. I don't know. It's possible. Why go for Reflect though? Anyways, Val comes in. Moonblast's not gonna do anything. Okay, the game's over. If your best move is Moonblast, yeah, no. that's not gonna work out here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Surprisingly, yeah. Yeah. That was a game, I guess. Yeah, Valiant did not do as much as I thought it would. I don't know. Vicable. I don't know. I think he could have done a little bit more with a Zygarde, maybe. Like, just like, keep in mind that Ferrothorn was like almost out of charge. I think he would have benefited from another turn of rest, and then you would have had more HP. But then, I mean, Dragon Ball at the end of the day was going to come in and click Draco Meteor then in that case. So I mean, not much changes afterwards. Yeah, I think personally, realistically, actually, the Iron Bundle being this set is pretty unfortunate. Like, dude, like Specs Freeze Dry does so well against this team, and like, they're not like, why would you even run Life Orb? Like, I don't see it. Like, Specs would have done just as well in this team against this team. So yeah, I don't know. Personally, I like, yeah, but Life Orb, especially with the flip turn, and like you clicked it against Ferrothorn. Like, why would you do that? Like, Ferrothorn's not switching, right? You're not gonna get any momentum if you click flip turn. So, I don't really understand why the fuck you click flip turn against. Twice! He did twice! He lost so much HP out of that. Like, even if he had his life, like, even if he didn't do that, nothing would have changed except his fucking Delibird would have lived. Or his bundle would have lived. Oh wait, no, actually the Iron Hand stalled on the last turn. Actually, no, he would have lost anyways. Never mind. I don't know. Get luckier with freezes, I guess. Anyways. Moving on to the second to last game here, we got ourselves the Empire Emboars up against the Meteoric Miniors. Gonna get started here. Zeraora is gonna lead off against the Diancie, who is Mega. You're gonna see a Volt switch out into what, Groudon? Yeah, Groudon's gonna come in here. Diancie goes straight for Moonblast, and it is might two-shot Groudon if you get lucky. Oh, Magnet Rise is actually crazy. That's actually a pretty cool tech. I like that. All right, Diancie gonna go for another Moonblast here. Not gonna quite kill the Groudon. And Stone Edge is almost gonna kill Diancie, but not quite. So, but Diancie is gonna get the kill on Groudon here, so that's pretty good here, especially since Ape Runner is running a little bit of a something. Well, maybe not as much this time around, but Chi-Yu losing out on its son gonna be pretty good for Astro here. Zeraora is gonna come in here, go for the Volt Switch, and revenge kill the Diancie. We see Latias come in here as the Samurai swaps in. We're gonna see definitely a ceaseless. Wow, Ice Beam. Ooh, very unfortunate miss there for Astro. But why Ice Beam? That made no sense. Okay, Thundurus comes back in. Another Ceaseless. A lot of damage, gets a Spike Up. And a Sucker Punch as well to take out the Thundurus there. This is like Black Glasses. I don't know. Another Sucker Punch does a lot of damage again. And Plasma Fist is going to take out the Samurott though. Yeah, he doesn't really have a good switch into Zeraora, all things considered. It's kind of crazy. Marshadow comes in here. Going to take another Plasma Fist. And it's going to do a lot. But I think Zeraora is going to die here to close combat. Yeah, it does. Yeah, at this point, well, you're probably gonna see, yeah, the other Marshadow come in. Doesn't win the speed tie there. I'm assuming they, I mean, I would assume they're running max speed just because for the mirror. And yeah, unfortunately, Astro doesn't win the speed tie there and dies to Sneak. Lugia comes in here. Goes for the Toxic. Okay, gets on the Latias, which is pretty good for Astro. Latias going to go for Calm Mind, which I don't really understand all that much. Lugia going for Wrist. I mean, this thing can't do much to you, right? I don't know why you would do that. Okay, Whirlwind comes out. Marshadow gets dragged back in. Poltergeist comes out. Is going to do a lot, even with multi-scale. Marshadow. Why? Why'd you go for another Whirlwind? Okay, well, you can roost up this turn. Okay. If I ever run, I just break the multi-scale right now, though. It's like, whatever comes in, it's going to absolutely nuke and Luke. What the fuck are you doing? What is Ape Runner doing? Or maybe just waiting for Chi-Yu to come in. Okay, I mean, Dark Pulse is a lot, sure. You know, now that gets tough. Well, I mean, Lugia's done now. So, anyways, that's down. Rayquaza is probably going to come and go for Speed if I had to get a Vulnerable. Is this Scarf? It is Scarf, but Chi-Yu is going to live on his Sliver and take out the Golden Go on with Dark Pulse. Rayquaza's probably not winning this. Yeah, there's an Ice Beam coming right now. That's a Sash. Yeah. Nope. Ice Beam gonna completely knock out the completely knock out Rayquaza, and Ape Runner's gonna win that 2-0. Yeah. I don't know. I think Astro kind of fumbled with the Lugia. I'm telling you, Lugia sucks. I'm telling you, dude. No one believes me. Even fucking Thunder Blunder 777 himself is like, he put out a video saying like Lugia is good. No, it's trash. I didn't actually watch that video. I actually have it up on my monitor right now. But dude, I'm telling you, bro, Lugia, complete garbage. Sorry, okay. That's not entirely true. It's fine if you don't know what's coming, right? Like, it's fine in a competitive setting, like in not a draft setting, just because like, you know, like in Ubers, like, you know, Toxic is not that common, and that does just really fuck with the multi-scale, right? But like when you're playing in a draft format and you know Lugia is coming, dude, it is so hard, especially also Lunala too. Like, it's so hard to get it to work just because like everyone and their mom is going to status you as soon as they fucking can. So like you have to switch out on not only the things you're weak against, you're also gonna have to switch out on every single status Pokemon that could possibly be. And like that just means like you really have less to do with your Pokemon. I think Lunala is also not very good personally, but I don't know. I think Frog, one of our other places, having a lot of fun with Lunala. You know, fine, whatever. But I don't think Lunala's like defensively speaking, like it's just so hard to make it to work, right? Because like you get Toxic once and then like you lose your ability, and then you're just a regular ass Pokemon basically. I don't know. Personally, I just don't find Lugia to be very good. Aside from that, hold the Lugia though. Yeah, Zeraora kind of just fucked his entire team. He had no good switches to it at all. And then like, I don't know. Again, the Lugia waffling there, didn't really get a lot of stuff out of that. I don't know. Anyways, he was supposed to be a Toxic. I saw the vision. Like, he was trying to be a Toxic Shuffler, but unfortunately, one Scarf Chi-Yu. Like, yeah, once he gets outsped, like it's just really hard for him to be able to do anything, right? So, Anyways, I mean, if he had just like Air Slash Lost or something, like just to deal with the Marshadow, I think he could have made that work, but unfortunately no. Anyways, we're gonna have the last game here. Milkweed versus Frog. Pretty strong two players here, so I'm interested to see how this goes down. Palkia leading off against Klefki here. Okay, well, Palkia doesn't want to get statused. Okay, we're light screen first off. Okay. We're gonna see spikes. Okay. Okay, Palkia's just gonna say it. Sure, sure. Yeah, get parried. I guess Milky is just like, I really want to get this Klefki out of the way, which, you know, fair enough. Klefki is a pretty annoying Pokemon. Arceus-Water gonna finally swap in here. I don't even know why Frog didn't go to this like immediately. Anyways, Arceus-Water gonna go for a Calm Mind boost. Oh, Flamethrower is gonna para the whatever move. Oh, it's Toxic. Ooh. Okay, Frog did not expect that one for sure. I wouldn't have either. Yeah, Klefki's gonna come back in here now. Gets parried. Palkia gets parried. We're probably gonna see a light screen into die. Fair enough, I guess. So yeah, Frog got off to a pretty bad start, losing his Klefki just for a spike and a light screen, and his Arceus-Water is Toxic. Not really great there. And Emerson coming here. We're gonna finally see a swap into Petra Run here as an Amherst goes for Moonblast. Yep. That actually did nothing. Holy shit. Oh, is this like Spit F? Yeah. See, Lunalas sucks. I tell you, Lunalas sucks. Anyways, Yveltal's gonna come in here. Moongeist Beam not gonna do much, obviously. Okay. And Amherst gonna come in here as the U-turn comes out, as we see Arceus Rock come in. Pretty scary here. We're gonna see Arceus-Water swap in. As Stone Edge comes out, unfortunately doesn't miss there. Arceus-Water probably gonna go for a Judgment. But it's not going to do anything against Palkia. Yeah. I mean, what is the Palkia going to do, though? I mean, it already did its job, right? It can poison the thing. Gonna go for Surf. Does a decent chunk to Lunala here. Alright. Roost. But yeah, like, you're... that crit sucks, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, like, this was going to happen anyways. So, eventually. Yeah, I don't know. Whoa, what the fuck? These are okay. Well, those rolls are crazy. Oh wait, no, he got a he got a special attack drop. I was like, how did he go from 32 to 22? That's crazy. Anyways, it does die. Ice Spinner's gonna come out, take out the Palkia. Meteoric comes in here. We're gonna see Arceus Water Heart swap in on the Flare Cannon. Flare Cannon, yeah, plus Volt Switch, and then it's gonna go into like Arceus Rock. This is already not a great game for Frog here. Oh, Baton Pass. Okay. You're gonna see Pheromosa come in here. I don't think this kills though. Yeah, it doesn't. And I think Judgment just kills in return. Yeah, I don't think that crit mattered. Milky is vastly overestimating how strong Pheromosa is. I kind of noticed that in our game too, actually. I didn't punish it, even though I should have. I mean, I did lose that game, so like, who am I to talk? But she overestimated how much Poison Jab would have done to Zacian. I would have lived. I'm pretty sure. If I didn't click CC, I would have lived. So I don't know. Anyways, Jetpack comes out, gets knocked off, which is pretty bad. Loses the band, but Ice Spinner should still kill. So okay, it's still not over, but the Magearna is so stupid. It's so good. It's actually crazy how good this thing is. Anyways, gonna die there. Calyrex sipping on that Calyrex ice coming out. Flash Cannon is gonna do a lot though, yeah. But Calyrex is gonna go for a Trick Room. But yeah, High Horsepower takes. It doesn't even take it out. Oh my god! And he set up Trick Room for the Magearna. That's crazy. That's insane. The reverse Magearna sweep with Trick Room is insane, yo. Oh my god. Yeah, Magearna's crazy, dude. This thing is so broken. I really wanted to draft it, but unfortunately, it was not quick enough. So, but yeah, that thing is really good. As yeah, Frog loses their 3-0. Yeah, Milky hidden threat. I don't know. They've been doing really well this season too. They only lost one game, so yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see how they keep. We'll see. Maybe they're the favorite to win. You never know. But yeah, anyways, that is pretty much it for the day. Thank you guys for watching. I am gonna, yeah, I'm done. Yeah, okay. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.